Hello, it's Nathan Bradford here from the Wolcott team at Remax Escarpment in Burlington, Ontario. Today I wanted to talk to you about when and to whom a home buyer would need to make funds available during the home buying process. Unfortunately, in the news recently, there was a story where a first-time home buyer was defrauded out of an additional $10,000 during the process, and so I wanted to go over the times when money would become available or would be needed to be available. So the first time is either at an offer presentation or once an accepted agreement of purchase and sale is in place. So once you're out shopping, you found the house that you'd like to purchase, your agent will write up an offer for you, prepare an offer, and in that offer there is a clause that states how much and to whom and a deposit is prepared. So this deposit is made out to the listing brokerage who has the house that you're buying available for sale, and it's held in their trust account that is credited towards the purchase price of the home. So that money would become due, as I said, either with the offer at the time, if that's what it's stated in the agreement, or it would be within 24 hours after an accepted agreement is in place. Next, you'd have your conditions. So these are fees that you would pay to the different inspectors to fulfill any conditions that you might have in this agreement. So those inspections would be things like your home inspection, which is your most common, but it could also be a pool inspection or a wet inspection for a wood-burning fireplace, an ESA inspection, a septic, or a well inspection. Those fees all go directly to the inspectors that you have chosen to hire to make yourself comfortable and aware of the condition of the home, etc. At this point, the next time, for the most part, the next time that any monies come due would actually be on or slightly before a closing date. There are some cases where there might be an additional deposit that is required. In some cases, an agreement might say, well, okay, with my offer, here is X amount of a deposit that is to be held, but upon removing conditions, we will give an additional deposit at that point. Those are usually on larger purchases, in some cases high value, million plus or 2 million, that sort of stuff, that sort of situations, or in some cases it's just because the buyer was not able to get the full deposit that's required within the 24-hour timeline, because not everybody has high amounts in liquid assets. As I said, at this point, the next time that any monies are generally due are due just before closing or on closing date, and they're actually handled through the buyer's lawyer. So the lawyer will get a full accounting of everything that's required. So this would be the balance of your deposit or your down payment, sorry, for your purchase that's as agreed with your lender. There would be things like prepaid property taxes that the seller may have paid, prepaid rental agreements, assuming that these rental contracts are assumable and are being assumed within the agreement. So things like the hot water tank, if there happens to be a rental furnace or a alarm monitoring system or something along those lines. Other things at this point would be your land transfer taxes in Ontario, or if you're in the GTA, you'd also have the municipal land transfer tax in the Halton, Hamilton regions. In this area, we only have the Ontario one, which is a big savings if you're thinking about coming to this area. And then your different legal fees. So these would be things like disbursements that the lawyer has to put out. So things like registering the mortgage, if they have to do any sort of faxes back and forth, or courier fees and things along those lines, as well as the lawyer's fees themselves. So the lawyer would have a full accounting of all of this. They would give you a statement a week to 2 weeks ahead of time. You would come to them with a bank draft or a certified check at the time that you're signing all of your documents with the lawyer, and then the lawyer would disperse all of the monies at this point. So if you happen to get an email or receive an email or receive any sort of request for additional money at different times throughout this process, make sure you ask the questions. Don't just blindly hand over money. They all have to be sort of in the agreements. You'd have your copy of your agreement, as well as hopefully aware of the timing before this all happens. If you have any further questions or you'd like more information about the home buying process, be happy to give you a hand. Just give me a call or an email at the contact information below. Have a great day. Bye-bye.